Hey there folks, how you doing today? Hope all is going well for you. Welcome back to the farm, and please bear with any background racket that you might hear throughout this production. We are on location where life happens, and sometimes there's stuff going on over there that interferes with what we're trying to do here. Today, for starters, we'll show clear here, empty chamber, empty magazine. You can see the follower there. This is the Kimber R7 Mako pistol. This video will be for the takedown and disassembly. To the manual reviewer at YouTube, all we're going to do is basic field stripping, a quick cleaning, and a reassembly, which is well within the terms of conditions here on YouTube. If you're watching on Rumble, we don't have to worry about that so much over there. And I thank you for watching on that platform if you are. Kimber R7 Mako breaks down a little bit different from most striker-fired handguns. And one thing that I'll point out to you, let's go ahead and remove that magazine. I'll point out here that this pistol has a right-hand ejection port and a solid top, which is considerably different than most pistols of the modern era, and it's reminiscent of something you'd see on like an old school European gun. This solid top has something to do with the barrel lockup. I'll show you that here in just a minute, but this pistol cycles a little differently than most. And because of that, it takes down a little different from most. You'll notice here on the front of the receiver that it has kind of a Glock style takedown lever, which pulls down in the same fashion as a Glock lever, but it operates a little differently. So again, safety first, we'll double check the chamber, make sure it's empty. With this pistol, instead of pulling the trigger before you take it down, you pull the slide back about between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch there. Pull the lever down, let go of it, and while you're holding the lever down with your support hand, pull the trigger, which allows the slide to scoot forward just a little bit and come off of the receiver. And you'll notice we left our recoil spring behind. That happens about half the time. Set that aside for now. But here I'll show you, try to get a good close-up so you can see how this works. You see that little cutout, that indention there? It matches this lug on the top of the barrel, and that's the reason this pistol has a solid slide. It's part of the operating mechanism. Go ahead and set that to the side. So the pistol's not real dirty. We put a couple hundred rounds through it. It is on loan to us from a guy for a review, and we're going to clean it up before we give it back to him. So I wanted to show you that while it is very basic and straightforward, it is a little different than your average striker-fired gun. This thing really wasn't bad in terms of being dirty. We'll put a little bit of this Hoppe's number 9 out on a paper towel. We've got our Hoppe's and some rim oil. And then I've got a can of Break Free there. Now sometimes when I'm cleaning a little gun like this, I'll just use Break Free for everything. And it triggers a couple of you guys, so I went ahead and I drug out the conventional products for this go around. Yeah, look at that, that's gross. All right, but I've cleaned plenty of guns with just a CLP, and Cleanse Oil works really, really well. I said Break Free earlier, it's Cleanse Oil, but they much the same type of product. CLP, cleaner, luber, and protectant all in one. For if you're out in the field, they're kind of hard to beat. If you have the time and you're sitting at a desk, it certainly doesn't hurt to use a separate solvent and lubricant. So this pistol's practically new. It's only hit a few hundred rounds through it. And we're not going to take the slide apart any further than basic field stripping today. We'll set that aside, let it dry for a minute. Take a chamber brush, and I'm going to dip that in my Hoppe's. Run it through a couple of times. Follow it up with a clean patch. That's supposed to be funny. There's still some life left in that patch. I'm not going to get rid of it just yet. All right. We use our hoppies to wipe down the outside of the barrel, which wasn't too bad, and we're not wasting a lot of time because this isn't really a how to clean a gun video. You guys know how to clean one. You probably clean one better than I clean this one. But this is just a light wipe down in the middle of our assembly and disassembly video. Dot of rim oil on there. We'll give the barrel a little wipe down in that oil. Alright, moving on to the frame. Again, not real dirty, mainly just kind of brushing the powder fouling out of it a little bit. Just not too bad at all. We'll take our rim oil and we're going to put one little micro drop of oil on each of our bearing surfaces on the frame rails. And that's going to be it for lubrication. Drop our barrel back into the slide. Reinstall our recoil spring. And then locate the cutouts in the slide where the frame rails attach. Push straight down, and you'll notice we're about 1/4 of an inch or so forward from the front of the lower receiver. And now we're flush. So we've pulled everything back into shape, point it in a safe direction, pull the trigger, holding the trigger back, we'll rack the slide and perform a proper function check. Go ahead and take our oily rag and just kind of wipe down any residual off the outside of this. So we got a little extra residual on there. Alright. There you have it, folks. We're all put back together. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment. If you found this video useful, you might consider subscribing to the channel because we put out more content all the time. Until next time, take care. God bless.